does all my ceilings, gets all the cobwebs, she does all the blinds.
For Laurie Smith, hiring a cleaning woman every 5 to 6 weeks gives her a chance to catch up on other around-the-house projects, and it gives her a break.
I'm a stay-at-home mom for the most part, and sometimes we get tired of cleaning.
But sometimes it also gives her guilt.
And do you feel guilty?
Yes.
Do you?
I do. Because I am a stay-at-home mom, I should be able to do that. And I feel guilty because I'm not bringing in, per se, cash to the family, but I'm spending it for someone else to clean.
But for her family, the arrangement is worth it.
My husband says a happy wife is a happy life, and so that's working for us.
Whether it's cleaning help, a babysitter, or even help with your yard or garden, hiring it out is certainly a way to simplify. But how do you determine when and if it's right for you? Today, 2 Studio 5 contributors help us tackle this topic. Consumer educator Teresa Hunsaker will break down the bottom line and help us find the right person for the job. But we start with family therapist Julie Hinks on the emotional side of this decision. And for many moms, it's the guilt that trips us up or I guess pulls you down.
Definitely, and I felt that myself. I'm a therapist, but I'm also a mother of 4 children. And a few years ago, Brooke, when I had my 4th baby, I was totally overwhelmed. My family was growing, my practice, Wasatch Family Therapy, was growing, and the thought occurred to me, what would a man do? If a man was overwhelmed in his work environment, and moms are CEOs of our household, right? He'd hire an assistant. So I put an ad, not just for a nanny or babysitter, but for, it said, self-employed mom seeks part-time clone. So I didn't want someone just to take care of the kids. I wanted somebody to do everything else and keep things going on the days when I'm not there.
The full spectrum of help that you needed.
Right,
so
right.
What can women gain, or what's the benefit from thinking like a man? That's such a novel concept.
Well, I think it frees us from making it like, oh, am I a good or a bad mom?
An emotional thing.
Right. It kind of takes it to like, okay, I need help. I'm going to solve the problem and get the help that I need.
With the go back and forth, you say you should consider if maybe hiring someone isn't your option, you could consider or should consider trading out some services.
Yeah, bartering, I think, is an underused concept. And wives and mothers, women out there, can be more creative. If you love cooking, you're a gourmet cook, but you hate to garden, hire or barter with your friend who gardens. You cook for her, she'll garden for you, and we can get creative. It's not just about money, but it's about doing what you love and then having other people do the things you don't love, because there are people who love to do that.
Right, right. And do you find that almost lessens the guilt in and of itself because you're at least trading a service of some sort for another service?
Right, because you're not just going to ask your friend, will you cook for me every day for the rest of my life? I don't like cooking,
or
right?
You could, and see the answer that you get.
No, you wouldn't have any friends left. But I think it's nice to have that mutually beneficial relationship, and it doesn't hurt to ask. If you know that someone's passion is, decorating, have them come in and consult with you, and you watch their kids for a few hours. I mean, we can trade. It's not just about the money.
It seems, it sounds good, I think, on paper, and the idea, I think, a lot of women would say, yeah, that would help me out a lot. But is it a mentality shift for women they have to make in order to really embrace that and feel comfortable with that?
Yes, definitely. We have to shift our beliefs. And I remember when I first became a mom, I was in school, and I had this guilt about leaving my son with a babysitter so I could go to class. And so I kind of came up with these 4 questions, I think we'll have them on the website, that helped me in that specific situation go, okay, what am I believing about this? Where is this coming from? And do I really want to hold on to this belief or this way of thinking? And it helped me to do that.
So in your particular situation, you literally walked yourself through these 4 questions.
I did, and it was, putting my son in childcare while I was at class. The underlying belief was good moms are with their kids 24 hours a day. And I thought, well, wait, where does that come from? It comes from culture, maybe some significant others in my life. And then I thought, what a healthier belief is that I want to be the primary caregiver, but you know what? He's going to have a great time with grandma or a babysitter or whoever for, a handful of hours a week, and it's going to be okay. So that really helped me, and I still use it when I'm kind of riddled with guilt about something, looking at what's the underlying belief about that.
Is it a little bit of justification?
Yes, but it's examination, I think, is a better word, because, if you really don't feel good about something, then that's important to look at. But so often, as women especially, we feel guilty for things that we don't need to feel guilty about, because we have this belief of like a good woman should do X, Y, Z, and we haven't even examined that. So it's not justifying, it's just examining it. And you may choose to, you know, stay with how things are, but you may choose to make a change.
Well, that 4-step formula, I think, could help women in a lot of different scenarios, not just hiring it out, but the guilt comes in many different levels and layers. So,
definitely.
Julie, great advice.
Thank you
so
Brooke.
much. Julie, of course, the owner and director of Wasatch Family Therapy. We are going to continue this topic. Darren is picking things up from the financial and more of a practical perspective.
Exactly, Brooke. Now we've given everybody permission to go out. You can hire somebody. You can make your life a little bit easier, guilt-free. But before you pay someone else to tackle the jobs you can't do yourself, you need to do your homework. Utah State University consumer educator Teresa Hunsaker joins us with some advice. What kind of jobs are we talking about here?
Oh, you know, I bet there's entrepreneurs out there for everything, but I was talking to some girlfriends of mine the other day, and we said, you know, wouldn't it be nice to hire somebody to help with your Scouts Eagle project? Or how about when your kids were young to, you know, train them, potty train them, to hire that out? Anyway, there are lots of things that...
as far as we know, those are not available for hire out
well,
there.
I don't know.
But, yeah, they might be, but a lot of other things really are.
You know, probably top for most of us is cleaning. I think that one's a real common one. Errand running, I decided I needed a wife. A wife needs a wife. And so those errands and bill paying and all of that kind of thing. Organization in the home. And I know we've got a lot of organization folks that come on the show, but those are the kinds of things that really do make a difference, that help us take the load off to spend time, you know, maybe quality time with the family.
Doing the things you really want to do.
Exactly.
As you're simplifying so you actually spend the time where you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let me get an idea on exactly what it costs for some of these services. Should we start with like cleaning a house? What is that going to cost?
That's probably going to cost you about $75 to $100 a month, depending on the work that they do, and again, even the frequency that they come in. So it does depend on how much you want them to do.
You mentioned grocery shopping. Can people...
There are, yes, and it's only about $20 an hour. I mean, that one for me is like so worth it. I could spring for that. I really don't like to grocery shop. And then also there's just the organization, like we were talking about, kitchens and closets and that type of thing. An organization will run you anywhere from about $40 an hour up to $90 an hour, depending on what needs to be done and how much.
It's more expensive, but once you get that done, that'll help you get a head start on things. Oh my goodness,
absolutely. It is amazing how much time that will save you. And then the fourth one is window washing. I told my husband when we got married, I don't do ironing and I don't do windows. 5
and
windows.
He's still married.
Yeah, I know, prenuptial. 5 windows, $30 for a standard size window. That's pretty good. And then also the last one is, what did we put down? Errands, yeah, that's right. $20 an hour.
Wow, and people will just do whatever errands you need to have done.
Yes, go get those bills paid, go pick this up, pick up the dry cleaning, yeah.
And that can eat up into your day.
Oh my
big
goodness,
time there.
it really does.
You say there's some questions you need to ask before you do this. One of the things is, can you find similar services elsewhere? Do that kind of homework?
Always, always. And then the other thing is, can my family budget really handle this expense? I do need to do the economics. Where are we at with the cost, time variable there? Another thing that's really important for you to know is how long has this company been in business? You know, I'm all for startup companies. I really am, and I love to support them. But there are some things that there's kind of a learning curve between you and them if they haven't been in business for a while. So you need to know how long they've been in business.
Take that into consideration. Yeah. Let's get to the insurance kind of thing and the financial aspect, the liability.
You know, another thing is, are they bonded? And that is so important. What if an accident happens? What is going to be the situation if they're out running errands for you and they're in an auto accident, or they're cleaning your home and they fall off the ladder? So are they bonded? What kind of insurance do you have for this kind of service, whatever it might be that you're having done, or do they have insurance? Very, very important. And then also, do they have the licenses and permits and everything that they need as well? And I think it's really important for you to do your homework with the Better Business Bureau and places like that also in checking on them.
Let me just jump to the end. You say you have 3 rules that before anybody does any of these things, 3 things you make sure you do, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One of them is to get things in writing. No question about it. Make sure that they understand what's going to be done, and then also get this all laid out as far as the time frame and everything. The cost, how you're going to pay them is also very important. My recommendation is pay with the check, not with cash.
You have some record of that way you can little paper trail.
Always.
Great ideas. Teresa, thanks so much for stopping in. You can, of course, find all of Teresa's information, her hiring tips and other things on our website at studio5.ksl.com. Thanks for stopping in. You can give yourself permission, hire it out. We'll be back with more on Studio 5 right after this.